I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Viara. Hi.
Hi there.
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I am Viara, or just go by V. I am an unknowable siren creature from beyond the depths of human understanding, or like Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah, sometimes Michigan is beyond the depths of human understanding.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Illinois, so we're not that far away.
Yeah, not too far.
The whole Midwest sometimes is beyond most people's understanding.
Definitely.
I got a chance to see what you've got going on, and you have about a trillion things going on.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that you have the time to talk to me, but I don't see how.
It's okay. It's D&D day, so I've got this time between when I have breakfast and when D&D starts on Friday.
Oh my gosh. You've got your fingers in so many pies. I asked V one time, how many dimensions does V exist in? Because you have so many things going on. It's really amazing, and obviously you're enjoying yourself with them.
Yeah, definitely.
And why did you get started in the VTuber side of things with everything else going on?
Well, I used to stream with just my human face,
Uh-huh.
the one that I guess is, more well known.
Right.
And last year oh my gosh, this is a story TM. So
Okay.
when I was 12,
Hmm.
we might get some input from Mr. Copernicus here. I'm sorry.
That's
When I
okay.
was 12, I went to a roller skate park that had like a bunch of ramps and stuff,
Yeah.
and I fell off one of those ramps and chipped a tooth.
Oh.
Yeah, so fast forward to when I was 30,
Hmm.
and my dentist was like, "Oh, this is a temporary cap. See, we should put a permanent cap on it."
Oh.
And then she filed down like what was remaining of that tooth to put the permanent cap on it so
Oh.
that the permanent cap wouldn't stick anymore because there's nothing there for it to adhere to.
Uh, this.
And I had to get a root canal in that tooth, so there's like hardly anything left of it anyway, because when you get a root canal, they hollow out the tooth.
Oh yes.
So an even longer story, slightly shorter, they couldn't put it back. I have to get an implant.
Oh no.
And yeah. And then in June of last year, they started making people reapply for their government assistance.
Mm.
And so I have government insurance and also ADHD. So when I applied for the government insurance to be renewed, I applied for it wrong.
Oh no.
So I got denied.
Oh.
And so then like had no insurance for about 8 months.
Well,
And so I just got it back. So in
congrats.
all this time, I haven't had a tooth, and that is why I decided to become a VTuber.
Well, that's certainly an original one. I'm sorry you had to go through that because it's having the tooth problem is not fun. I've had one that's broken now for quite some time, but um
Oof.
yeah, but in order to fix it, you have to the we have to have more than one solar eclipse happening at once, and everything else has to come
Hmm.
together. So,
I don't know if anybody, not from the US is listening, but in America, teeth are a luxury
mm,
afforded only to richer people.
oh yes, and even getting them out on purpose is a luxury.
Oh, yeah.
You can lose them all you want by yourself, but that's why on the Flintstones they always tied the rock to the door and tried to pull your tooth out that way to save as
Oh, I hate that.
to save as much money as possible. But
Yeah.
you've got a lot of things going on. I mean, not just your VTubing, but you've got some other things going on in your life as well. You do some writing. You must early on you must have been someone who really wanted to explore as many things as possible.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I was always interested in everything and like, arts and sciences and everything but math, really. The
Yeah.
numbers still to this day confuse me. There's just so many of them.
Yes. They don't stop. They just keep going.
It's It's like an uncountable number of numbers exist, and that's just too many.
I keep I keep seeing this infinite number of numbers, and I keep saying, when's it going to end? And it
I
ain't.
got to count to 100 and do my times tables with my fingers. I'm good.
But I mean, you not only are you on stream, but you do some writing. You've got you've got projects all over the place. Um, it, you mentioned ADHD, but that can't be a whole product of that. You must have just so many interests besides that.
Oh, yeah. And I do think it is at least partially a product of that because I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD and didn't get treatment till I was about 32.
Hmm.
So, oh, the cat just sneezed on me. Thank you.
I've got 8 of them over here, so
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
I just have two
yeah.
cuddly old men.
Oh, yeah.
With
I've got one of them is named Sheldon after the TV show. My wife named him Sheldon,
aw.
and he's a big Jethro. He just runs into things full speed.
The
And
one I have,
go
sorry,
ahead,
go ahead.
the one you have.
Oh, the one I have here on my lap right now that just sneezed on me is Copernicus,
Mm,
and he's 20.
wow, 20. Whoa,
Yeah, he's an old man.
yeah. They the older they get, the cuddlier they get sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
he
like
was.
old men in
Oh,
general.
yeah.
I tell my wife about that one. The but the what else are you involved in, just to let folks know?
Oh, so I write LGBTQ plus romance novels under the pseudonym Ryder O. Cox, and I'm also a uh internet dominatrix. Can I say that on YouTube? I
You
don't
can
know if
say
I
it
can
on
say
this
that on
channel. I
YouTube.
don't care.
All right, cool.
Well,
So yeah, that's what I was doing for income for the past like since I graduated college until now, basically.
well, and that takes yeah, that takes a real mindset, and it takes a lot of. You can't just walk in and do that sort of thing.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
I actually have listened to some folks because I'm really interested in how people use their voice in doing
Hmm.
things, and you have to have uh, if you go in and you're sounding like Bambi in the woods, that's not really going to work, is it?
No, not really.
No.
Um, I do also have another, quote unquote character
Mm-hmm.
who is a catfish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some people are into seeing pictures that I post and me saying, I'm not this person, but you know this and are stupid enough to still send me money. And then they do.
Hey,
Whether or not it's stupid or something they enjoy, I don't know.
hey,
But
but the
I
fact is,
have,
the money still gets there.
right. And let me see if I,
That's right.
And
Oh,
this is Cheyenne's voice. She's a little bit quieter and a little more high pitched, but she's still pretty mean.
yeah.
so you have to,
Sounds like Cheyenne could get there if Cheyenne really wanted
yeah,
to.
yeah. Right.
And just another reason to keep your partner happy at all times, especially if they watch certain shows on television. The
Oh, no.
but this all relates to uh, being able to go on and perform in ways. Have you always been someone who wanted to perform in front of people?
Oh, definitely. Like since we started doing musicals in high school,
Uh-huh.
I think was the first time that I was sort of on stage in front of people performing.
Uh-huh.
And I definitely still have stage fright, especially for some reason when it's just a microphone.
Oh, yeah. It
But
that is strange. Some people do have that, and I've interviewed people over the years who could stand in front of 20,000 people and do things, and then get in a studio one on one with somebody and just freeze up.
I do, and even because I've started to do voice acting in the past couple years too,
Yeah.
and every once in a while I'll put the script in front of me that I'm trying out for, and I'll just you wait 5 seconds to give them an idea of your background noise situation, and then I just keep waiting, and the player keeps playing, and I'm not speaking, and I'm not sure why, and I'm getting more anxious, and then I just stop recording. I'm like, okay, we're gonna try that again.
That's tough when you're your own audience, and you have to
Me,
work from
it
there.
is.
I didn't think about
I
it that
know how
way.
mean
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, I know how you. evidently there isn't a limit
Right?
in some instances. But that's a totally different aspect, though. I didn't think of something like that. You have to be your own critic and your own feedback when that's something like that's happening.
Yeah, definitely. And I am not nice to me.
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
not nice to me, and I'm not nice to people who pay me. What does this say?
Well, it says somebody's looking for that.
Right, right?
You're
Says there's
filling
a market for everything.
you're filling a need. That's what you're doing. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. The the you also are a writer and
Mm-hmm.
of the LGBTQ plus books. Um, how does one get started on that? I mean, just writing in general. I mean, and then putting it out for other people to read.
Well, when I was the age of most VTubers, I wrote a lot of fan fiction,
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, yeah.
and that's where I got started, honestly, is
Hmm.
just writing fan fiction and then getting more ideas of like, well, I don't think that these characters would do this scene that I want to write. That's the idea that I have. What if I made my own characters that would?
Mm.
And
So,
just sort of branching off from there.
but how do you get to the point where you want to show it to people? I would be.
Um,
That's where I get caught up in. I've got things bouncing around in my head. I want to write down a piece of paper, but I don't necessarily want to show it to people.
and I mean, that's okay too. Some people have, entirely private account, like blog accounts where they share writing just with themselves or with like a couple friends who have a password.
Hmm.
But I think I'm into it, I guess, because the fan fictions I was writing in high school were sort of collaborative efforts. So I would write a chapter and then my friend would pick the notebook, the physical notebook up because I'm that old from the lunch table, and then they would write the next chapter and they would pass it on to somebody else who would write another chapter, and then 2 days later I'd get it back and read everything everyone else wrote, and then I would write mine excited to see the comments in the margins about what they said about what I wrote last time.
You
Yeah.
didn't have to go back and rewrite their stuff, did you?
No. No, it was just sort of we accepted everybody's writing was canon because once it was in the notebook, it was there.
That's pretty cool. I'd be so tempted to. Oh, that's not what I wanted, and then like then that chapter was a dream, and this chapter starts with
There were fights.
oh
There were fights because two people because okay, it was a fan fiction, but it was like self-insert. So all of the characters from the anime Fushigi Yugi were in it, and then also myself and all of the classmates. Cat, you can't snuggle the mic. You can't snuggle the mic. That's not allowed. Okay. So like all of me and all my friends and classmates were in this and two of us wanted to romance the same character,
oh
Hotohori, the best character from Fushigi Yugi, and we weren't friends anymore when the decision was made. It was serious.
oh my gosh. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't during these days because you guys would have ended up in the jail.
Right?
Fights going on in school these days. Jiminy Christmas.
No, we just didn't invite each other to each other's birthday parties anymore, which was serious business then.
Oh yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. So you made that transition into to putting these books together. That
Actually,
takes a
one
lot
of
of
my
that takes a lot of
sorry.
confidence. It really does. A lot of courage.
Well, thank you. I actually got the idea from one of those friends who was among the authors passing around that notebook.
Hmm.
She messaged me one day. I was like, "Yeah, so this is. I'm not going to tell you my pseudonym, but this is what I've been doing for extra cash." And it was writing romance novels between people and dinosaurs.
That's not even a letter on the spectrum.
Right? Give me a million years to think of what she would have been doing to get that extra $300 a month or whatever, and I would not have chosen that.
Yeah, but it somebody wants it. I mean,
Yep.
there's if you the thing is people have to recognize is that in entertainment, if someone is watching, then it was needed for somebody. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
not hurting anybody, and they're enjoying themselves. And you get another creative outlet. Not like you don't have so many, but you get
Right,
you
right.
get another creative outlet, and you get to let your imagination go. How many of these novels have you put together?
Mhm. I believe 4.
Yeah.
And I have another one that I wanted to release in May, but I'm pretty behind, so I might be a couple months late for Mermaid.
That's amazing, and still with all that, you have the time to go online and do things, and all of these other projects you're involved in. Do you rest?
Not well,
Uh, there's always something going on. Um,
right?
it's just amazing to me that you have that much creativity and are willing to let everybody in on it. Um, that's a special type of personality.
Well, thank you.
Right? It,
Sometimes I fear that if I create something and nobody sees it, you know, what's the point?
mm,
And then I have my partner who composes music and doesn't let even me listen to it. It's for them alone.
oh, oh,
Right.
that's the and now
Two different types of people.
you're talking another creative spot where it would be tough to share something that was that personal. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you really have to have a certain type of um, of confidence in yourself to do something like this. And I hope you've gotten the positive feedback that you deserve for this.
Well, thank you. I like to think so, at least, from my friends and partner.
Yeah,
Maybe not always from strangers on the internet or family, but that's okay.
yeah. But when
I was
when you're
thinking,
on when you're online on the channel, what do you like to do?
I like to play video games mostly, or do karaoke, or build Lego models.
Mm. Oh, the Lego models thing I could turn on and just relax all day long to that. But the so you're a singer as well.
Trying to be anyway.
Is there anything you're not doing?
I'm not very good at knitting.
Mm.
I do crochet, so I guess yarn crafts is still there.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
you
do judo anymore because of the arthritis.
oh yeah, that's no fun. The
Yeah.
the if you can get the yarn, you can do the crocheting. My wife has a hard time getting the yarn these days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the prices
Might
have gone up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I might send a care package your way because my partner and I had a discussion, and I'm not allowed to buy any more yarn until I get rid of or use what I have because I have like 3 totes in storage.
No, no, that's for emergencies.
It's the emergency yarn.
You never know when you need some extra yarn. It's always good to keep. Did your partner ever watch MacGyver? You can do a lot of things with yarn.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're that old.
yeah, I know I am. I'm very much that old. The channel itself. Have you got any big plans for it coming up?
I did a subathon a few months ago, so I need to finish all of the subathon goals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be sort of what I'm focusing on the next couple months.
Mm. Yeah,
Which let me pull up that graphic so I can see what they are.
yeah. She's, you
Let's
got you got so many subathon goals that you have to keep extra graphics for.
Yeah. So let's see a karaoke stream.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm going to release a recording of me reading that one chapter from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to. I
You
regret putting it on the list.
yeah, but you got I mean
Yeah,
you've got the chops for it, you've got the voice for it.
thank you.
Now you absolutely have to do it. It's there.
Yeah. In a more in my sort of wheelhouse, I'm going to be reading creepy pastas probably on a stream. I just have to pick them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then chat will get to choose my next deep dive topic. They've chosen that I'm going to be playing Alien Isolation on stream, so that'll be the next game I finish.
Oh, I've seen that one played.
I played it once. It was bad. Not a bad game. It was just scary.
Y-
Is bad scary.
Yeah, it's a scary games and I don't get along very well. And movies and games and stuff. I'm like, if I want to be scared, I'll just go to work.
See, I love horror, but only supernatural, paranormal horror. I don't like the horror that's people being mean to people. That
Mm.
scares me.
So do you put that in your novels?
And I try not to. I put a little bit in one of them,
Mm.
but it's more of a like, this happened to this character in the past, and now he's with people that are making him feel better.
Oh, so it's
Yeah,
positive.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you can tell, but I'm absolutely flabbergasted by everything you're able to do.
How much time do we have? How much can we cram into this podcast?
Well, it's just to me, it's amazing that you've got so many things that you're good at, able to do, and enjoy, and people need to know about this.
You.
And so, folks, are really we're gonna have we're gonna have links to what V's got going on, but there are links beyond those links too. so
It's true.
so make sure you look into it. Are you enjoying
Dive
yourself
down
with
the rabbit
everything?
hole.
Are you enjoying yourself with everything that's going on with you as far as entertaining people?
I would say so. Yeah, I definitely love streaming and seeing people in chat. I love seeing how, the familiar faces are doing and seeing what brought the new people in and
Mhm.
just sort of sharing my love of all the things with all the people.
Do you find it easy to cross things over?
A little, yeah, because I think I just put myself into, these characters. Like, my Ryder is a part of me. I'm a part of Ryder,
Hmm.
and that's not just a pseudonym. It's just me, but a different facet. And the
Right.
same with V, and the same with, my work name is Kiara, and I
Hmm.
was like, well, what if I just make Kiara virtual, and I'll make her Viara
Right.
because it's like VR.
Hmm.
And then I realized that my name was one letter away from Viagra, and now it's too late.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes with it a little bit, I guess.
It's
So,
fine. Yeah, it's
yeah,
fine. We'll just call it a branding thing.
yeah. There you go. It's a.
Sponsor me, Viagra.
the Do you find people in your chat or otherwise enjoying what you do, trying to take liberties with you?
I don't think so because I used to stream as, Kiara, and some of my work clients would come in and start to take liberties, and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm not going to talk about that here," or, a lot of things that you're saying are against Twitch service, and I might have to block you if you keep going down that route.
Yeah, yeah. I would kind of think some of those folks wouldn't necessarily want some of that stuff out.
Yeah, definitely. I don't try to pull in too much of the lewdness onto Twitch because
Mm.
it isn't,
Yeah,
an SFW platform.
not supposed to be.
Well, yeah, it's not supposed to be.
I'll just lay that out there as a hanging curveball. It's not supposed to be.
It's not
And I
supposed
look
to
I
be,
look at the camera and break the fourth wall while I'm doing it. Um,
right?
but it's just amazing to me that you're able to keep this going, and it tells me that you're a person that has developed enough confidence in themselves and in their ability, and enough. Am I right to say comfort with yourself to do that?
I think so, but I think a lot of it was like learning that. So, like putting myself out there when I was so young, when I was just 18, and then, learning the sort of things that I do like and the things that I really don't.
Hmm. And
Just,
you been able to keep a support system going through this?
I don't think I have much of the same people, but I have had a support system through, the most of it. It's
Hmm.
just been sort of, it's changed a little bit.
Hmm. It's very tough for people to do that these days.
Yeah. I
We.
think being poly helps too because we have the polyam family.
Hmm.
So I've got my partner and then my partner's other partner,
Hmm.
and then they're married to someone and that person is dating someone else. So we all sort of support each other.
That's good. That's good that you have
Yeah,
you kind of create your own community that way in a way. But
yeah,
but it's people who don't understand these sort of things. You don't have to.
yeah.
It's
It's
not.
not for everybody. I'm
It,
not saying everybody has to be polyam. It's just what works for us.
yeah. It if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I'm the most vanilla person on this planet, and it doesn't matter to me. Whatever folks are doing that doesn't hurt anybody else or themselves, I'm good for. Um, and I'm very old, so I couldn't do anything about it anyway. But
We'll
really,
beat you up.
but really, it's good to hear that you've got the support behind you, and you do have the confidence in order to do this. It's empathy these days is very short supplied, um, and it's very tough to get somebody sometimes to give you a little shoulder behind you to say to keep going. Sounds like you've got some of that going for you.
Yeah, definitely. Because there are definitely times that I would be like, I don't want to do anything. And my partner would be like, what about this thing you said you were going to do?
Well,
And just, encourage me to keep going on things that I would sometimes my brain would rather give up on, even if that's not the right choice.
and hopefully at the end you realize that going on was the right choice.
Yeah, I would say most of the time that's true.
Well, I think that the people who have been able to enjoy what you do think it's the right choice, um,
Yeah.
and get to know what an incredibly interesting person you really are. So
Thank
many so many facets, so many dimensions to V, and you've got to check out what V's got going on. We're going to have links in the description to this interview, and I definitely hope that you come back soon and we can talk more about what's going on with you. Okay?
you. Anytime.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.